Hey and welcome guys to another episode, and if you don't know, this is the second episode of the Widebody kit that we're gonna do on the G37. If you haven't missed the first episode, I'm gonna put a tag up here so you can actually check it out and see the progress that we actually did from the first video. This is the second video and I already cheated. I actually started the progress on the lower section on the quarter panel. This is actually how it looks right now. As you can see, with the top end is already finished, that you saw in the first video, and this is the lower section that we're going to do now. Starting with measuring out the angle of the fender, I always want to see a little bit of tire from the front. And in the front section, I'm actually going to do like an hourglass. I don't know actually what you call it in English. I think it's an hourglass, but a triangle. So from this point to that point, I'm actually going to pull it out so it meets up with this. We're going to do a lot of slices in this part, and of course in the OEM quarter panel. So we're actually going to pull everything. So these slices out, these slices in. So we actually get a nice curve. And thank you guys for actually commenting in the last video. That helps me a lot, and many of you actually told me to do a step-by-step video. I'm not gonna go like deep into the details. We're gonna do a lot of time lapses because it's a lot of measurements and a lot of cutting and welding. So I'm gonna spare you of that. But I hope you like this content, and please, if you haven't, subscribe to this channel. I'm actually super psyched, and if you have a question now, yes, I'm gonna put the fender exactly over the rim because I want to have some room to spare. I can actually adjust the camber so you get the fender between the tire and the wheel. But this camber is actually a little bit too much for me and my taste, so the rim is actually going to go out a bit. But hey, I'm going to measure, I'm going to cut, I'm going to put you on a time lapse, so see you soon. So guys, what you actually don't see on all the YouTube videos is actually how much time this actually takes. So the time lapses you've seen, sure, I've been measuring, cutting, and now I'm just doing spot welds. But hey, the clock is already 2 at night. We're still going, and this is actually the first result of the Widebody on the lower section. So look at this. I know it doesn't look much right now, but it's really wide, and that's how we like it. We're just tack welding all the way up, and now the heat actually makes the metal shrink a bit. So you can see in this edge we're going in a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take off the wheel, I'm gonna hammer it out so it's nice and smooth. And guys, this is only the way I do it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it works for me. The next point here is actually to sit and weld from this end to that end. I'm going forth and back because I don't want to generate too much heat on the back fender. And when we're done with that, it's over to Bondo. So if you're just gonna see here, this is spot welds. I'm gonna spot weld the whole thing. I'm gonna grind it down with the grinder, and when it's smooth and flush, we're actually gonna apply the Bondo. I really hope this is gonna look wide, but I don't think you can actually see how wide it is. But I'm just gonna point out that somewhere in here, that's actually where the side skirt was OEM. And if you just take a look how much wider and way out we are with the fender and with the tire. So for now, I actually have these wheels on. We have a 35mm spacer. I'm gonna put it down here how much it is in inches, but it's 35mm. It's a hell of a wide wheel with 35mm spacers. You can only think about how wide the fenders are gonna get. And you're gonna have a real surprise when we go to the front, and I'm not gonna show you because that's gonna be a treat. But I'm gonna weld away, and Robin's doing the same thing on the other side. We're trying to copy this. That's why it's so vital that you actually take your measurements, write them up, so you can actually mimic that on the other quarter panel. So let's go! You saw me roll the fenders and the results are perfect. So this is actually what I wanted. I know you can't see it from this angle, but I wanted a little bit of a gap from the wheel. We're actually gonna pull it some more, but we're gonna do a camber adjustment in the back to actually get some space here. As you can see from here, I actually wanted a perfect angle to actually surround the wheels. I'm actually not gonna drive this low ever, because I'm actually gonna destroy the front bumper and also the, I guess, the exhaust system. So I know this is just to air out fully and show mode, but it has to be perfect for the shows, right? We've been welding quite a lot. I'm always waiting 2 hours after the last weld before I can actually go home. I don't want anything to catch fire. So what I'm gonna do is actually cut some in the side skirt. I'm actually like a kid in the candy store. I can actually don't hold myself. So I'm actually gonna cut up the side skirt because I want that angle to show from the wide body kit. So what we're actually gonna do now is to cut up the side skirt, and this is my point where I actually went out with the metal. So this is also the point that I'm actually gonna bend out the side skirt. So we're actually gonna cut it here almost all through, then we're gonna heat it up and form it like the metal. So let's see the process of that. What you actually saw me do in the time lapse, it's a bit of a redneck solution, but it works for me. It's actually hot glue, and I just heated up the plastic from the side skirt. We want the OEM angle, I guess. We want it to look clean, but of course we want it to look wide. So what I actually did is, you saw me do, I turned up the heat and formed it from the fender or the quarter panel, and now over to actually plastic welding again. But after that, I think it's enough for tonight. So you have to wait to see more results next Sunday. I hope you liked that content. If you liked it, please comment in the comment section below. What do you want to see more? Or is it something that you're already bored of? So as I always say, have a good night, good morning, or a good evening, wherever you are. Bye-bye.